I wasn't expecting this performance from Fundora.
You think it was a good time to stop?
I can see why they stopped it. I mean, Keith Thurman looked like he's been in a car accident and gone through the windshield.
A couple of times.
For me, the big one was the referee warning Keith, you've got to show me something.
Well, he wasn't really catching Fundora.
It was, at times, it was uncomfortable watching. He's not the fastest puncher, Fundora.
No, but he puts his combinations together well.
Yeah. Would you put him as number one in the division?
Yeah, I think Fundora's there. Welcome back to BoxCast. In this episode, we're going to look at the recent fight between Sebastian Fundora and Keith Thurman for the WBC World Super Welterweight title, taking place earlier hours of this morning at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Knockout victory for Fundora in the 6th round.
Hardly a knockout.
Stoppage. TKO, technical knockout. Well, first of all, should we start there? Do you think it was a good time to stop? Because there's a bit between two, isn't it? Thurman was taking a lot of damage, and that's probably the worst I've seen his face ever. And but he still had a bit more in him. But like, I think the referee was conscious that he was.
The referee kept saying to him, "You've got to show me something."
Yeah.
And Keith Thurman's argument was, well, it was moving, but you weren't throwing.
You were moving into punches, really. He was moving around, to be fair, but yeah. The good thing I seen is, and didn't think Fundora had this much, is cutting off the ring was really good. I mean, to be fair, you only used to take one stride and he's in each corner because he's so tall. But like,
I can see why they stopped it. I mean, Keith Thurman looked like he's been in a car accident and gone through the windshield.
Yeah. A couple of times.
Yeah. Even if he hadn't knocked him out, the likelihood is he'd most probably been stopped on cuts or eye swelling.
Well, the doctor looked at him, innit?
Yeah.
And,
and the referee's there to save a fighter. Keith Thurman's going on like...
Well, he's 37 as well.
He's 37. Oh, you know, another 2 rounds and you'd have seen what was happening. He said the same against Pacquiao, another 17 punches, and I'd knocked him out.
Well, he wasn't really catching Fundora. That's the thing. You couldn't see it going any other way than just taking more damage.
Like, you know, come the 7th, 8th round, that's when I was going to take over. Yeah, but you didn't get the chance, mate, because you were getting battered from pillar to post, and I mean, you were getting battered from pillar to post.
And he wasn't really.
It gets to the point where it was. At times, it was uncomfortable watching.
Yeah.
Because I like Keith Thurman. He's a great boxer.
We both said, innit?
And you don't want to see, because he's a great of the division. You know, he's only been beat by the
Hall of Famer,
very
isn't he?
best.
He's a Hall of Famer, as Fundora said. I'm a fan of his. He's a Hall of Famer.
But you were getting battered from pillar to post, and you've just got to accept that.
Yeah.
I think the referee.
I think he was right. I think he was right to stop it.
It's a yes and no one, isn't it? I think maybe it was like a few seconds, 10, 20 seconds too early, but then you go, that 10, 20 seconds saves a life. Or stop someone getting really injured.
Yeah.
So...
Because I suspect the doctor would have stopped it at the end of it.
Why. And like I say, for me, the big one was the referee warning Keith, you've got to show me something.
Yeah.
And then he just kept falling. I mean, the first punch Fundora landed, it's just like, wow. The size difference is ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, the thing is this. I'm not sure what your thoughts are. That he's actually, Fundora's actually learned to use his like range.
Yeah.
Because we've seen some of the fights where he likes to get into.
Yeah, but you can't do that against someone like Keith Thurman. You can tell Fundora is trained hard for this one.
Yeah.
I mean, I read some comments that were saying like, this guy needs to move up in weight because of his size. It's basically cheating at this weight. It's not fair. I wouldn't go that far.
Well, no, because the thing is this, he used to get into the pocket and the thing, like he's had with Tim Tszyu and stuff in it, but he's learned I think in a few fights now, a little bit to get into.
I wasn't expecting this performance from Fundora.
I didn't expect it to be that one-sided.
No.
What we said in it,
I think I had Thurman.
We had Fundora on points.
Yeah, and
you did have Thurman as well, as you were like second. But I think you changed it and sent Fundora on points.
I think that and that for me was what has Thurman got left and for such a long layoff, and it's just proved you've had too much of a long layoff, and you're not in the elite level anymore, mate, and you've got to accept that. It's hard to accept, but you've got to accept it because you're not. Fundora was landing with ease, and you weren't hitting Fundora. Like, Fundora's not. He's not hard to hit, but he's not.
Well, there's a huge amount to hit.
Yeah,
but actually, in this, he looked defensively responsible.
I've seen a lot of fights. They can hit him quite easily.
Yeah.
Thurman wasn't landing nothing. Look at Fundora's face was.
You know when we have our in-away jokes that he doesn't look like he's had a fight?
Well, Fundora didn't.
Fundora looked like he was, you know, when he put the glasses on, he looked like he was a high school teacher.
Literally.
And he's just about to go to school teaching.
Fundora's gone the opposite way to Superman. He's like, right, I'm Superman now. Oh, back to Clark Kent.
Yeah, but that's what he looked like, and it didn't look like there was anything.
He's a nice kid as well, isn't he, Fundora?
Well, do you know the thing is, I watched because his sister had a fight as well, innit? They're basically like school teachers outside, so nice, so thingy, and they get in the ring, and then you're like, where the hell did this come from?
No.
But he was smiling when he got touched by because Thurman caught him a couple of times, and he just smiled at him and then carried on. I thought that's even more menacing than the upper tire look.
Yeah, I really like Fundora. I do.
He's got better. He has got
he's definitely
a lot
getting better. You can tell he's retrained really hard for this. Even his body looked a lot better. He looked healthy. I don't know if he can stay at this weight though, because he looks like he's getting a bit bigger as well.
Yeah. Although they seem to have because I've seen a thing on his sister. I think both of them must have super fast metabolisms where they can eat and it just goes. Because he's I think they said on one of her, they were joking that she got the weight and they said he can eat, or she ate before the weigh and the fight weight just comes off.
Yeah.
Because they generate a lot of power for looking like stick insects, both of them, and they're the punches are vicious.
He's underestimated power, I think, because he's not the fastest puncher, Fundora.
No, but he puts his combinations together well.
Yeah.
But
he really isn't the fastest puncher. You can see his punches coming, but I wasn't expecting this performance from Fundora, but he hits.
I think his timing is really good.
His timing's really good.
And his accuracy now is going up.
Right, you've got explosive power, say someone like AJ.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Fundora, every punch he hits you with it's not explosive power, but it's hard.
Heavy, yeah. It's heavy-handed.
I think he's great. It was a great win for him. I think it's just proved that it hasn't really proved for me. It proved for me that Fundora is really good, but I think the main thing that it proved was that Keith Thurman definitely hasn't got it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking about I'm back. You're not, mate.
I think it's time to retire. Really he's still capable.
His interview afterwards about the referee, I
haven't watched it.
Within 6 minutes, another 6 minutes, and I was going to be dead. Within 6 minutes, you'd have been dead, mate.
Well, if you look at the fight, the first round,
or your face would have been that messed up, they'd have had to have a plastic surgeon on site.
On site, yeah.
Because your face is just look in the mirror.
Well, you just need to look at the numbers. No, it started. Fundora landed 8 punches out of 47 in the first round. Thurman 3 out of 19. Then 7 out of 52, 5 out of 18. Yeah, 11 out of 62, 7 out of 23. Then 15 out of 67, 4 out of 17. Then 36 out of 80 in the fifth round. Because he nearly had him out of there, and he only landed 6. So he's gone back down again. He wasn't really getting the fight. He got up in about the third round, and then he's declined again. And then the sixth round was 19 for Fundora and 3 for Thurman. So you're not really in the fight. And most of them were wild swings because he had nothing left.
Fundora's not landing a lot there.
Yeah. Well, he's gone up, isn't he? It's 17% to 45.
Yeah, but he's still not landing a lot of punches.
No. In the fifth round, he's landed a lot, 36 punches.
Yeah,
because they were all heavy as well.
36.
That's 28 power punches.
36 still ain't a lot, really, when you think about it.
Out of 80, yeah. But That's not a
no,
bad
but
percentage.
what I'm saying is, and look at the state of Thurman's face off that.
Well, no, but his face was bad before
After
that.
round 1.
And that's only 8, 7, 11, and 15 in it. So it's only about 30, 40 punches. He's basically doubled his punch output by the 5th round. And then the 6th, he had just carried on in it. He's sort of accelerated there as he started, because he started landing more, because he started catching them. It wasn't that he was throwing good punches. But
I just think Fundora is getting better, definitely.
yeah.
He has got a massive height advantage over everyone in
Height
the
and
division.
reach. It's the reach is huge, isn't it?
But he's using it properly. He's still a little bit vulnerable at times, but I like that about him weirdly.
Well, no, but he's got a good chin. This is the thing with both him and his sister. I was watching his sister's fight afterwards because I was like, excited about this fight. And I'm thinking, how does she fight? Because I've seen it a little before. I thought, yeah, she does the same. There's that, they take a punch, they smile, and then they carry on going. I mean, the only time he's really been rocked was that the guy posting this by, yeah. But I think that was just out the blue, isn't it? The punch was just like perfect timing against Brian Mendoza, who was on the card and I think lost on points to Tellez.
Yeah, and I think that's messed up a few things,
Well, there's probably fights in the...
I'm wondering, that when I saw that, I was wondering, like, oh, if Mendoza wins this, is it going to be a rematch?
Yeah, well, I think that was the plan.
And I think he still might get a rematch because they could offer Mendoza £4.50 now instead of a few $100,000. But look, he's only had, 26 fights, Fundora?
Yep.
Picking up a good resume now. Where does he go next? I put him back in with Mendoza.
Well, I think that was a plan. I think probably not now. It might be Tellez, the winner of the fight.
No, but I'd still put him in with Mendoza. Go and exercise your demons, mate. Right the wrong.
Yeah, if you can't. Well, they were after the fight. They were looking at
because I'm not going to get Ortiz because of promotional issues. Duran Ennis, maybe. Josh Kelly, no. Can't see the Josh Kelly fight happening.
Why do you think that will happen?
I don't think Fundora's... I think they want a Josh Kelly fight in Newcastle.
Yeah, I don't think Fundora's going to come over.
And Fundora ain't coming over to Newcastle. No way.
Mm-hmm. There's nobody really on that list for thingy. And here it is.
Sander Zayas.
Yeah.
Because Fundora was WBO champion and he took that belt off him.
Mm-hmm.
We could go and try and get that back.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what I was looking at. Brandon Adams is the one on the list.
Yeah, but I mean, they took the WBO title off him because he wanted to honour his rematch against Zoo, didn't he?
Yeah.
But he shouldn't really have took that off him.
No.
So yeah, go Zayas, Fundora, and that's 3 belts on the line then.
Yeah.
And then that would set up a big Josh Kelly fight. In the US.
Yeah.
Or without Zuffa boxing. And Dana, Frey Bentos, Meatball Head.
The Zuffa belt ain't going to be on the line. Oh, is it a real boxing match then?
Don't you think, Dana?
Well, there's no ring. Champion of super welterweight, isn't it? But then there's so many people that you've got in there. You've got Ennis hasn't got a belt. Ortiz hasn't got a belt. And they're like the 2 highest.
I think it's a race now. Fundora, Ennis to fight Zayas.
Yeah.
Ennis, Fundora are on what I call the pyramid.
Yeah.
They're either side of it. Josh Kelly and Zayas are both in the middle of it. Okay? And Ortiz, he's like slap bang in the middle of it.
Yeah.
We don't know what direction he's going to go. But I think Duran Ennis, Fundora.
Well, we're trying to make it Ortiz and Ennis, isn't it? But that hasn't.
Would you want to fight Fundora?
No.
I mean, I say this about Ennis, and I believe Boots Ennis is the best in the division. I know he hasn't got a belt and he's only had 1 or 2 fights, but I just think he's something special. But you look at Fundora. Where'd you start?
Well, the thing is this. It's like we said, you think he's slower in punching. And then...
He's got good timing, good footwork, good punch combination.
Yeah. Well, a bit of his fight, because we watched Atoma before, and I was like, he's been watching Atoma. This is good for boxing. He's in, out. His timing, his combinations of punches, because it wasn't just one punch and jab. Like, you get a lot of these, the ones with a range. Nope. It's jab, jab, jab. He was aiming with both hands. He was still leading with the...
He's relentless.
Yeah.
And he doesn't let you off the hook.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying about his closing the ring down. He was just like one or two steps. He's closed them because Thurman obviously has got good movement. He's really he was trying, and he'd be like, "Oh right, I'm here."
As a boxer,
and then he'd go, and he's like one step, two step, boom, jab.
Usually, you take a few punches, and then you get take a few punches. Okay, reset. You don't have time to reset with Fundora.
No,
because
you've seen that a few times with Thurman. It was just like, wait a minute, where's that?
You get out the way, you go to reset. Hold on, he's back again.
Well, he kind of hit you from halfway across the ring, and then his arms
you go
that long.
To reset again, and oh Jesus Christ, there comes another combination.
He's the tallest world champion at this moment in time in any weight class because he's taller than Usyk and he's taller than Wardley by an inch or an inch or half an inch.
Crazy, that isn't it?
They were saying that. I thought, no, there isn't, because you think
he's 6'5", isn't he?
He's 6'5.5".
Yeah.
So I think Wardley's 6'4", 6'4.5", and Usyk is 6'3". So he's the tallest current world champion, and I think he's got the longest reach. Because the only one with a longer reach, I think, is Fury. Because he's 80-inch reach, isn't it? Which is ridiculous when you're talking about a super.
I like him.
150
I really like Fundora.
Because the thing is this: if he does good in this division, he easily can go up because his frame is like huge and he's got very little meat on him. I mean, unless there is like the thing.
Would you put him as number one in the division? It's a tough division, isn't it? Even like the fighters outside the top 10 are tough.
The thing is this: there's three, isn't it? Obviously, Ortiz you got to have there, and Fundora, who are like the rings number one and number two. Ortiz is number one, Fundora's number two. Zayas, for what he's done, and he's got two of the belts you have to have there. And then Ennis has come up in it, and you're like, and like Ennis is probably, from what he's done at welterweight, I think, and he's shown his first fight, you probably have the three of them as number one. It's like it's toss up between the three, and you got to put Zayas in there. So really, it's four because obviously Zayas is coming
up.
What
about Josh Kelly?
And Josh Kelly, 5. So,
and then what about your other boy?
You got Madrimov and Murtazalia.
Yeah.
And there's a few others in this division.
Don't even name the other one. I think you're going to name because I'll just slap you.
I'm not going to say his name. Can I say Nikita Zoo, who's unbeaten? His brother. Well, the thing you were thinking of is Conor Benn, but like I won't say his name. Yeah, there's a few. Well, Tellez as well. A good performance is in there now. So there's quite a lot. But like at the top, yeah, I think Fundora's there. And it's a tough fight for anybody just because now he's learned to fight with his height. Whereas he didn't have that before, but now he's developed it and got better with his reach. Because you've essentially what to do Thurman did, jump in to try and hit him because you're so far away. Even for an Ennis, even for an Ortiz Jr.
Some fighters in that division, you know.
Yeah, it's his most stacked division.
Really, really is some fighters in that division.
Yeah. I like Kelly's a champion, but he's only ranked number 6 by ring. You've got Enes Madrimov, Zayas, and Fundora, and Ortiz Jr. above him.
Murtazaliev's
going to be there. Well, yeah, because I think it was quite a close contest with Josh Kelly. There might be a rematch
you'd
there.
Still throw him up there, wouldn't you?
Yeah. And then there's Brandon Adams, who's number 8, who has lost a few fights, but he's like near the top of every list, the US fighter. So you've got like quite a good, all fighters who are quite close in quality. So yeah, it's hard to pick. But I wouldn't. You could see him beating all of them. You could see him beating all of them. And so it's just like. And he seems to be like the jump in between his fights of how much he's improving seems to be really, really big.
But stay active.
Yeah.
I know he's had a few injuries. He said that they were good. So stay active, get going, fight again, hurry up. We like watching your kid.
Well, he's grown on me as well. I mean, I liked him anyway because he was just nice. Like you said, it was the Clark Kent and then Superman.
I just loved it.
But his Superman persona's evolved, I think.
Yeah, no, he really, like I say, yes, it was a great performance.
How old is he? 26.
It was more the fact that, unfortunately, it showed that Keith Thurman isn't what he used to be.
Yeah,
and we don't forget that. Yeah, Keith Thurman was a great fighter.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a good win.
I think
it's against the guy who's...
Ring rust and age have both caught up with him, and you could see it.
So let's not get well overexcited. Mm-hmm. But yeah, great win. Well done, young man.
Well, I think we thought he was going to win. It's the nature of the win. Yeah. That is the thing. Okay. And he's just got better. And it's like you said, it's not the explosive, it's the accumulative heavy-handed punches. And it's just, you can hear them fundamentally, and you can see, you think he's swinging his arm is like 2 meters long from there to there, and he's still hitting you. And then it's like 3 or 4 of them, boom, 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 boom. And his cutting off the ring was really good. So yeah, good performance. We look forward to seeing him next. And yeah, there's a huge choice in there. If you can unify, you can do...
Oh, it's a great division. Great division.
Fights. So it's a bit on who Xander's going to fight, and then Josh Kelly. And then Boots, but I think Xander and Boots is now being made if Virgil Ortiz isn't there, isn't it? So yeah, Josh Kelly might be if they don't have a rematch or the thing. But I think they want to get him in a fight here, so it's whether Fundora comes here or not. I don't think so. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Yep, let us know your thoughts in the comments. We'll call that there. What do you think of the performance? What do you think of the stoppage? Was it stopped too early? Is Thurman past it? We think so, but let us know your thoughts. And follow us on Instagram at Genuine Fake Boxing. Follow us on TikTok at Genuine Fake Boxing. And keep an eye out for the rest of our videos. We will be following this young man as he hopefully has another fight or 2 this year. At least one anyway. Would be good, and what happens in the division, and also let us know your thoughts on the division. Who would you like? What fight would you like to see in the super welterweight 154-pound division? And we shall see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching and listening.